Okay, it's up. Hi, YouTube. Hi, YouTube. Welcome in. It is time. It's time, everybody, to work on the factory. Yeah, let's make those radio control units and not be distracted by this new minigame that I've discovered with my own SkyTrain just now. SkyTrain parkour. Okay. We are actually getting pretty close to getting things together. Already distracted. All is lost. SkyTrain parkour. Hardcore SkyTrain parkour. Now, I'll tell you what the first part of the plan is. The first part of the plan is to set up oil processing. The plan, you ask? Let me show you. We've got all the pieces here now. We just gotta put the factory together. So all is not lost. We have to set up the oil. The oil to make plastic and heavy oil residue. The plastic plus the quick wire makes AI limiters. The heavy oil residue makes petroleum coke. Wait, plastic? Oh no, it makes plastic. Right. I forgot the plastic. Oh no. We have rubber coming in. It goes with the coke plus the rubber. Somehow makes circuit boards. And then that's that. That makes the radio control unit. So we also need the AI limiters to go with rubber and the quartz crystal to make crystal oscillators, which also go with the radio control units. And it's like, that's it. It's easy peasy. We already have 2 quarters of, also known as half of the ingredients for the radio control units as is. So we just gotta finish sourcing our ingredients. So we are gonna work on the oil right now. I think the oil well in question is right there. Kind of looks like it, right? It looks kind of oily and shiny. Looks weird, but I think that's it. Maybe. We have one right here and one right there. I like this song a lot. I say that every time. As far as where we're gonna oil, let me think about that. We need 9.33 refineries. We need a place to put the plastic. Okay, so since the direct products of the oil refinery is going straight into the factory, I was gonna say maybe we could do it over here and move things this way, but I think it might be better if we just build it here. Try and tuck this away right there. And then we can pass the products this way, onwards into the rest of the factory. Annoyingly, it's the furthest spot away. That's definitely it. It's like, it's shiny. It's being shiny. That's definitely it. I would actually really like it if we were bringing the oil from right here. Because it would just like, it would... What if I built another oil extractor and then just plugged it into this? So that way I could use this one as part of the process, instead of having to bring a pipe all the way around. Does that seem like an okay plan? Am I just making more work for myself that doesn't need to happen? These machines are not daisy-chained. I think the answer is that would be making more work for myself that doesn't need to happen. Doesn't mean I don't want to do it. Thanks for the microscape time. Not a refinery. Won't take long to reroute a couple of pipes. Yeah, I think I actually do want to put those on foundations. I'm not sure if the refinery can reach... Not the refinery, the extractor. It might. It might do. H is not working here. In and out, 20-minute adventure. Try what I did here, which is to actually just copy that. Put this roofy thing here. And then attach this a little lower and see if it will go now. Maybe. Remove one square and point at oil. Is that how I did it before? Emmy is licking and sniffing something. She's actually not. Maybe she was. I don't know. She licks and sniffs things a lot. Almost like she's a dog. Ah! It might have been her paw. Scientifically proven to be a dog. It might have to be lower. Yeah, I think you're right. I'm trying not to move the stuff around and keep this general last frame chaos build going. Like this. Okay, it likes it right here, but these are in the way. Oops. Surface is too uneven. Why? Why are you like this? Oh! We got it. Okay. Looks great! Looks great. Game is like, there's no oil in the glass panels. I mean, it's not wrong. Not wrong, is it? Alright, this is gonna break everything momentarily. Noodle? Curve? Straight? Alright, that's connected. Same thing here. This might even be faster than 20 minutes. Hi, Maddie. It's nice to see you. It's been a while. I love this game. I hate this game. That's why I've been playing it on stream all these last many days, weeks, months. I'm just kidding. I like this game too. Okay. Done. I think. Don't let Ada hear you say that. Done, I think. Oh. Why, yes. Powering things is in fact useful. If you want the factory to work, you might want to plug it in. Just some friendly neighborhood advice. Neighborhood satisfactory advice. I think it's working. You find it works best when you just draw the math out, but that's the engineer in you. Yes, I also agree. I enjoy drawing things out, which is why I have all of this happening in Satisfactory Modeler. Not quite drawing it out, but it's essentially drawing it out. The thing that I really like about doing the work in the modeler is because I can take a few days off from Satisfactory and come back and be like, what was I doing? I don't have to spend an hour remembering what's where and how many, or have to keep notes in my notes tool or something. It's all right here for me. I've already done it. I don't have to think about it again. So I'm all done. It's done now. I might come back and check on it in a few. I think it might be refilling. Is that 82% uptime because it's not getting enough oil? Or was it already... the uptime is going down. What about over here? That looks good. This one wasn't interrupted, though. I broke it. I broke it, chat. One looks good. This one's at 95% uptime. This one's at 98. It's probably because I forgot to power it for a while and they drained. Yeah, filling takes some time. I'll check on it in a bit. So the point of doing that was so now the closer oil node is here, ready to go. I also am going to take a moment to fix the power lines, okay? Because... do I dare? Yes, I do! Oh no. Oh no. The whole factory went down. Oh no! No, we're good. Okay, no. The orange is the important thing. We still have... our max consumption exceeds the capacity. It's not okay. It's not okay! Hi, Marie. Nice to see you! You wanna squish the dog? There. Eat her face. Squish. Batteries! I think we do have batteries. The gray is the important thing. Our production just took a nosedive. Yeah, it's probably all gonna come back online. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Also, I don't have batteries. I meant unlocked batteries. Unlocked. I'm not positive if they are unlocked or not. About those batteries. Like these? This is not the same battery. If it's not a battery, what's it called? An electricity storage unit? Energy storage item? Power storage. Okay, I was right on the storage. Power storage. It's not a part, it's a buildable doodad. Hi, Cranfu. I've never built these before. I've never built them before. The stored power can be harnessed if the power grid consumption exceeds production. That's a lot of wire when you need 100 of those. I have no idea how many we need. I'm just gonna not build them. I'm just gonna not. This is scope creep. Hello. They're required? They are not required currently. They're only... Just one is enough for short outages. Well, okay. I'll build one. Power storage. Oh, these are bigger than I expected. I'll build one. Or I have room over here. Mainly because I'm curious how they work. Okay, I'll build a few. Mainly because I'm curious how they work. I feel like I'm looking at like a big stack of like Duracell batteries. Is that the idea? Especially from here, I could just be like an ant sitting on top of a pack of D batteries. I don't want to hear it. It's just gonna work. Oh, there's batteries here now. If you turn it off and on again enough times, eventually that will fix it. The solution, just turn it on again. Cool. They are charging. Time until full. 1 hour. Real life time. 1% battery! Hey, so whoa. They're like bringing in air. The surrounding air. Hi, J3Z. Have I tried turning it off and on and off and on and off and on again? I just did that. by crashing the power grid 3 times. And then the 3rd time, not being able to restart it. I'm gonna guess it's because I added the batteries to the mix. It just took a little bit more to jumpstart it. I'm glad that it decided to end up working, though. I was a bit concerned when I pulled the handle the first 2 times and nothing happened. Well, that's not true. It just kept dying. Yeah, so I do wonder... Did you see that no power blip for a second? I do wonder what spot in the factory currently isn't running. You can't... Many questions. Things just entered my mind. When it's saying no power, and then it flips back on, is that the battery? Saving it? The batteries I literally just installed? My second question is... It's not really a question, it's like more of a general thought statement. It's when the generator's out of fuel. Oh, this particular generator. Right, because I'm looking at a generator. My second thought statement is what part of the factory is not running right now? Because the consumption was higher. I'm not sure about production. There's no way to view the graph beyond what we can see here, right? Consumption has stayed the same, it's the production that has dropped. Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, what part of the factory is not producing? I don't know. I'm sure it'll figure itself out. The answer is always give it time. This needs to be 280. Just know it. I'll grab those berries for my doggos. I haven't seen the doggos lately. They're probably lonely. Oh, I don't even have a dog here in the room with me. Alright, so do we build at this height or do I go lower? It's been a while since I've needed the good old rebar gun. Reload? Oh, I don't have any more ammo. Oh, great. Oh, there they are. Which ones are the angry ones? None of them? All of them? Oh, I missed. I like this minigame. Oh, missed. Do you get a prize? Hatcher remains. Okay, well, I'm sure I'll use that eventually one day again. Okay, how about we build glass frames out to right here, and then... Oops. And walls architecture? Yeah. Then get the 4 meter? Yeah, 4 meter roof. And then more glass frames. And build at this height. Whatever part consumes 3.5 gigawatts? I don't know. Best part is you can see the battery charge lever from any energy panel, so you can tell if your charges are going to create an outage before it happens. There's a 3D printed Satisfactory. You can 3D print some Satisfactory gear. Of course you found something, Squid. Eldonettle, enjoy your lurking and escaping. Am I sure? All the generators are connected to the global power grid. If some of them are on a separate grid, that could explain the big drop. I'm pretty sure that these are all on the same grid. That's your theory since the drop coincided with my rewiring. Well, it's connected to this pole, but if I rewired it and then put it back, shouldn't there still be the same amount of production? I feel like something else somewhere in the world probably broke. But I have no idea what it could be. I have no idea. Maybe I should figure it out. All of these things are up and running. Green lights across the board. And I've hooked it back in to this, which is plugged into that. Either I figure it out now. Yeah, that's the same thought process I just had, which was either, yeah, it's now or later this stream. The other big generators down below. Well, I'm just making sure that this is all connected, and it is. It's connected to the main grid. I need a turbo boost on my hover pack. Oh, you know what? I see what you're saying. I don't think these ones are connected. I bet if I take them down, nothing will happen. I think these are no longer connected. Mm-hmm. There was, when I took one of these power poles down, probably one of those pieces connected over this way. One of those power lines. But these 8 were not plugged in. Okay, that looks right. You can see where they came back online. Easy peasy. It could have been worse. Slowly filling. It could have been worse. So let's take a peek. We need 9.33 refineries, but I'm actually wondering if we should scope creep this project even more. Do the oil extractors follow the same pattern of being able to be overclocked to 600? They sure do. Which leads me to think that maybe I should put a little splitter in here. We can do like that, and then 280 Can I simulate power here? Turbo fuel generator. No, not a turbo. Generator. What are these? What am I doing here? I'm feeding them fuel. Fuel power generator. Regular old fuel. Oh, okay, hold on. I think I got it. Not here. Delete that. Put that back. Put that back! So I think it would be here. It's just a generator. You remember regular old fuel, much nostalgia. Times were simpler back then. Where's just a fuel generator? Not a rocket fuel generator, not a turbo fuel generator, or an ionized fuel generator. Just a regular old fuel generator. Yeah, there it is. Except, wait a second. Fuel. Oh, yeah. So, this is getting more complicated than I realized. We would need residual fuel? Is that what I'm doing here? I really don't remember what's going on. We're making polymer resin and fuel. Underline the F's for fuel, hi Lepora. I don't know how to tell it to make all. I think I have to put it. This is where we put the priority splitter. Give this the priority. Then that, and then maybe up it to 600. No? Other way around? No? Sometimes I don't know how to talk to Satisfactory Modeler. What I'm trying to do is use 600 parts per minute where we send the amount of oil that we need to the petroleum coke, and then all the extra, 320 of it, gets used to power these fuel generators. Oh, I think I know what the issue is. I need more space. I might have to move this all into an outpost soon. I think it's this. We have to, yeah. It was rate limited by the plastic. So I think we need to do 2 priority splitters. Where 400 plastic goes here, 200 of that goes here. Then send oh, I broke it again. This to the sink. There we go. Now it's trying to make 22.5 of these. How did it go up again? How did it go up again? It only needed 280 oil before. So what changed? It's the same amount of plastic. Less crystal oscillators are going to storage. I think the same amount of AI limiters go to storage. Because we're making more circuit boards. I think I need maybe to limit this one. How many was I making before? 12? Might have been 12. $10.5. Okay, here we go. I got it. Does this make sense? Scope creep. The scope creep continues. Because I feel like since we're here at the factory, going to be using the oil, we may as well just like use the oil, right? Oh no, but what about these? We're not overclocking these at all. These are 100% clock speed. I could do the same thing for those. Help chat, we are in danger of severe scope creep. The danger is real. Progress is progress. Is it though? Is it though? We're advancing in a new direction. Okay, I actually have a question for you all. More is greater than less. Well, you're not wrong. Is this a thing that I can do? Like, if I was to put a T-junction here, are priority splitters a thing for liquids? In some capacity? Like, am I able to... Here's the question. T-junction. There's a way to make one, yes. But I kind of want to keep what's happening here and just leave it, right? With the refineries making whatever they're making into those fuel generators. But then I want to take all the other oil that we're currently not using and route all of that somewhere else. So the other 360 crude oil per minute, just somewhere else. Using a valve, probably best. Because it's like as I'm thinking about this one and optimizing our oil usage with this particular oil extractor, I'm realizing that perhaps we should optimize these oil extractors too. Never remember the word valve. Oh, so like I would put a valve here. I would change this out into a T-junction and then say only 240 that direction. And it will just like squish it the other way. Valves trick people. They don't guarantee flow, they just limit flow. Well, that's okay, right? We do want to limit the flow. I want to limit the flow that way. Like if I overclock this. Okay, let's chew on that for a minute. Because I have a new question, which is, what's the best use of the oil in that case? Because I was just going to produce extra plastic and then sink it or something. Is crude oil into plastic and heavy oil residue efficient? Should I consider an alternative production chain? We are suffering from scope creep. I am suffering from the creep of the scope. It's okay if that's what I'm planning on. Just want to make sure the distinction was made. Probably better to let these machines take first and flow limit the overflow. That way the power plant is fed first and you get what's left. And what's the best way to set that up? Page 16. Guess who didn't read the manual? What's the acronym for that? Dark mode? RTFM. Dark mode. Need it. Page 16. Lesson 11. Let's just skip lessons 1 through 10. Special circuits, variable priority junctions. I didn't realize Satisfactory... Did I realize Satisfactory had a manual? I can't believe this game has a manual. Also, chat, there's an ad break coming in 5 seconds. Non-subs. It's coming. It's here. I'm gonna read the manual in the meantime. You didn't read the manual. I didn't either. Variable input priority junction. The VIP is a circuit that prioritizes the lowest input. When connected, it allows the pipe at the very bottom to flow freely while blocking the upper ones, unless the output allows more flow. It has pumps on it. How does this work? Hell am I looking at? Maybe I shouldn't have skipped lessons 1 through 10. I don't know what I'm looking at. This is a community collaboration because so many people get confused by fluids. You refuse to read it. Fluid only goes up in the pipe if the lower ones don't use all of it. Okay. That's all it needed to say. Head lift tricks. I observe a quote. You heard someone that the creator of this guide disowned VIPs, if that's what you're after. VIPs is in these things. They're unreliable. Well, so I had a question, which was basically how to split liquids by priority. And I was directed to this manual, which I am seeing for the first time. I feel like I need to be employed to read this. Feels like a work manual. And just... immediate pushback from my brain about reading this. Your solution is to not split liquids by priority. This is my job. Not to read the manual. You use all 600 oil at once on site is your solve too. You know what? Somebody actually popped into one of the Satisfactory streams and I missed their comment, but they actually mentioned kibitz. They had a comment about how my train making reminded them of kibitz. And I think that was a compliment. I think that might have been a compliment. Okay, so here's the question, chat. Here's the question at hand. I felt really bad that I missed that comment too. I think I was super focused. I didn't see that I had YouTubers chatting. So if you're commenter, if you see this, thanks, I think. It's too hot to eat? Won't? But tummy rumblings won't leave you alone. I didn't eat much today either. Not because it's hot, I just had a tumultuous morning. The video you sent that I dodged was kibitz. It's not that I dodged it, I just forgot to watch it. I just forgot to watch it, okay? I forget things all the time. That's like my MO. So here's the question. I opened YouTube and watched something else. It's because of the shorts feed. When I open YouTube now, I just get bombarded by shorts, and it's very effective for distracting me from what I'm trying to do. It's almost like it's intended. And it preys upon my likelihood of distracts. My likelihood to be distracted. Hi, Jezebel Jones! Enjoy your licking and escaping. Why am I the bot today? I just realized. Hey, has the bot been working? Has woahhjess been posting stuff? Yes. An announcement. Boop. Yes. Okay. Alright, so the question at hand is... Let me explain the thought process.
Yes, die!
Yes, I am a bot. Clearly, I must be. I was only planning to use 280 of this oil for this build here. To essentially make petroleum coke to make circuit boards. Using heavy oil residue. We only needed 280 of it to accomplish the goal of making 10.5 radio control units per minute. But then I kind of realized as I was starting to do this, like, why don't we use all the oil in order to fuel more generators? Because we're getting pretty close on power. It's getting spooky on the power graph. Like, this might be the factory that exceeds our production. So then I'm thinking, like, we should probably make more power. But wait! Oil is how you make the power. But wait, there's more potential for power here. So now I'm thinking that we should crank this up to 600 meters cubed and send what we need to the petroleum coke factory and then take the rest and turn it into fuel. And we can even add it to the existing line of fuel generators. So then I have these two other extractors here that are not overclocked. They're just using this. We built this before we could overclock, maybe? I don't know. This is pretty early game. So the question that led me to the question of how, one, was it possible to split liquids essentially by priority so I could send what was needed to the current factory and take all the extra that we aren't using, the 360 of it, and send that somewhere else to make more power. And chat says, yes, it's possible. We could use valves or read the manual. Coke and rubber is easily made here from oil, and that's both ingredients. I can mix that's the plan, J-Sock. That's totally the plan. It is. It's the plan. Oops. I opened the wrong thing. This. All of this is, it's really hard to follow. I need to maybe clean this up a bit. This is kind of brain vomit in Satisfactory Modeler mode. But we have brought everything that we need in by train. We have the quartz crystal. We have the quick wire and the rubber and the aluminum. All of that's being brought in by train, and we built the train station for that last stream. So today's the day where we start building the factories. So everything else in between this stuff is to be made on site. So I guess there's a couple of points here. It's figuring out how to deal with the flow of the oil. Maybe the valve will do the trick. Then also, like, what's the best way to process it? We could... 60 crude oil equals 40 fuel and 30 polymer resin. I want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, you can see what I'm doing. Sort of. It's really hard to read chat when I'm in Satisfactory Modeler. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome, welcome. You missed a plot point? That's alright. That's totally okay. Enjoy your lurking and scraping, Woodman Pro. Scraping? Scaping? Oh, speaking of scraping. Have you all turned off, if you so desire, your generative AI training on Twitch? As in, opt out of having your information scraped to train Amazon's AI. If you haven't done so, in your top right corner, directions in Discord. Yes. That's how I was made aware of it. In your top right corner where your profile picture is, if you click that and open your general Twitch drop-down, click on settings. So it brings you to your Twitch settings. This is not your creator settings if you're a streamer, but your general Twitch settings. And then go over to security and privacy. And near the very bottom of the list, there's a toggle for generative AI training. And you are automatically opted in. You must opt out yourself if you so desire. Do I need to deal with the flow of oil? If the current factory is consuming 240, we just need to limit the other bit to consuming 360. No valves or prioritization worries. Limit it to consuming 360. Okay. My cabbages! Hi, nice to see you. I'm glad you're here because I was reflecting on the stream last night and realized that you subscribed! I missed it at the time, but I was reflecting and I was like, wait a second. That chat message was a subscription! Thanks for the sub! And welcome back! Day late. What if you should leave it on? What if you should leave it on and whenever they want even more, like a Teapot Banana Moose train station shoes? Huh? You don't know if you'd ever stream on this channel, but you may as well opt out just in case. I don't know exactly what they are training on your stuff. Oh, I see. It's, you're making a comment about generative AI training. I imagine it's like, they probably also would scrape your chat messages and your activity. Places you go, people you see, people you know, streamers you watch. Probably all of that. It's very invasive, and I'm not a fan. Spoilers! I can make diamonds! One thing that comes to mind is improving automod. Yeah, I think they do say somewhere about what. I think it was in regards to improving automod. Yeah, the training for generative AI. Allow your channel content to train generative AI content models at Amazon. Turning this off does not opt you out of Twitch and Amazon using your channel content for other purposes described in the Twitch privacy notice, including using AI-supported Twitch features that benefit the community by facilitating streamer growth and monetization, viewer discovery, and community safety, such as automod. So they're still going to use your information for that anyways. Because by agreeing to the Twitch privacy notice, you agree to give Twitch that info so they can develop their stuff. But the other toggle is to train Amazon's models. Thanks, Flame. Yeah, so it's on, the instructions are on Discord too, in general chat, but there's also, it's pretty easy to find. It's just your general Twitch settings, and then security and privacy. Did you know there's a spreadable cheese that isn't sliced cheese? Yes. It's pretty good, right? Yeah, I don't know what my dogs are barking at. They're just barking. It's been a rough week for doggos. The painters are very invasive. And I apologize about the barks. The joke was you leave the scraping on and speak nonsense to poison the well. Like, I got that. It took me a minute, but I got there. Okay, the question that I'm currently working on is what would be the best use of the crude oil? Is it better to process it into heavy oil residue and then turn it into residual fuel? Diluted fuel, maybe. Is diluted fuel the play? You found it? Good. Good. I've been trying to drop a line about that occasionally. To bring awareness to it. Diluted fuel for power is pretty good mid-game. Okay, then I think that might be the play. Heavy oil is generally the best first step because it's basically free additional production. Do I have sulfur nearby? Probably. Turbo fuel could be a good option, but fair warning, turbo fuel plants can be very big. I have seen Cylindre's turbo fuel plants when I was shoulder surfed his playthrough. And actually, I think there must be sulfur nearby because I think he built his turbo fuel factory in the same place that I am currently looking at to build this factory. Sulfur and coal. I feel like I've seen it, so yeah. But I think so. Okay. So let's just say we're going with diluted fuel. Dogs. This is very confusing. So tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm going to delete this. Delete that. Delete that. Delete that. Delete that. And set this, yes, to 600. But what I would like to do is make a separate confusing spread. Of factory spaghetti. Blubber to So basically, this okay, is it possible just to like sink it? Can I route this into the sink? Yeah, I can. Can you feed liquids to the awesome sink? Because the modeler is suggesting I can. That's just so I can see if that worked, but yeah, it does. If you package it first, okay, that makes sense. So this is what we're working with then. $320 of it goes to another place. Park. Somewhere around here is the factory that we're at currently with iron ingots, coal, deuterium, automated wiring. I feel like I need to bundle this stuff up and put it into another outpost. Outpost within outpost. Outpostception. But where? It's there. The pocket factory. It's so neat looking. My pocket P&R. Plastic and rubber. It's so neat. Work. Priority splitter. Priority splitter. I'm trying to at least maintain the organization of this particular outpost in the modeler. I did a nice job making this easy to read and understand. I think we might be able to do like a storage container where we maybe set the input to output and then send the extra here like this. Where to put it? Need to limit these. There we go. And now if I set them to 600, I can see that we have 360 excess oil from each of these extractors. That looks okay, I guess. And then send it there. So now the pocket P&R factory has some extra oil popping out of it. Looks nice, right? But then you lose the package. If you bottle it and send it, you lose the package. Turbo fuel example. 240 oil produces enough turbo fuel for 71 generators. A lot. It seems effective. That does, in fact, seem quite effective. Trying to think of how to organize this. That's where my brain's at. So we have 720 oil. I'm just gonna put it into a storage container. That maybe, you know, I'll try to organize this later off stream. As long as we can. So, are you all following? It's okay if you're not, because I'm not really following entirely either. If we were to overclock these 3 extractors to 600, we would have 1,040 extra oil. So from there, we could turn it into... what is the most effective form of heavy oil residue? It looks like we can turn it into plastic and heavy oil residue, rubber and heavy oil residue, or polymer resin and heavy oil residue. Yes, you're following. Oh, the plan, not the channel? No, not following the plan. Fuel gets wild. It seems like it. I'm not quite there yet. Not quite there. I'm trying to stick to at least the production chains I'm familiar with. You can't follow anything. If we shove it into the regular heavy oil residue recipe, we get 40 heavy oil residue and 20 resin. The flip side is 130 resin to 20 heavy oil residue, but we don't want that. And so this one gives me 40, this one gives me 20, this one gives me 10! So I guess we're making polymer resin. With the low battery. Oh no. It wants how many refineries? Resin can become plastic at a 6:2 ratio. That's a lot of refineries. Oh no. Scope! Creep! It's creeping. It's creeping. It's certainly creeping. I'm never gonna finish this game at this rate. Diluted fuel. That is so much. That is so much. It is so much. The numbers are very big. 2 in a row, thrice. What is this finish you speak of? Today you learned you can finish the game. Apparently so. It's real. It's a real thing you can do. Fuel? Generator. 139! Okay. Let's just dial this back a little bit. This has entered into territory far beyond scope creep. This is an entirely new game. Hi, Pillanova. Maybe we can choose a less efficient recipe. Like fuel. How about residual fuel? That doesn't require water extracting. Water extractor. Oh. It's only 23 water extractors. 139 seems low, TBH. Hi, Capsy. It seems really high. The moment has arrived, facing the scale of power plants. Not even 1,000, let alone over 9,000. Alternatively, okay, if we don't use diluted fuel and just use this less efficient fuel option, only 46. Double-digit fuel generators seems a lot better than triple-digit fuel generators. What you do in situations like this is you design a little module, like whatever fuel you can make with 45 oil, plus the generators to consume it. And then you build the modules till you're tired and go back and put down a few more when you're low on power. I have a feeling that if I did this, we'd have power for the rest of the game. Even just these 46 machines might be enough for the rest of the game. 46 would give me 11 gigawatts. Okay, you laugh, but it might actually be the case. Because of my game settings. We are on half. 0.5 power consumption multiplier. Which is how we've managed to get so far with so little power as is. I just actually don't know what our power requirements are going to be, but we are kind of reaching the point where I have to answer this question. Our max consumption at this point exceeds my capacity. We're only... Excuse me, Bean, I guess I'm in the way. You're gonna have to double your 22 gigawatts soon. But you're at full power. If this entire factory was working at the rate at which apparently it can work, we would already exceed our power limit, which is why I'm like suddenly asking this question. It wasn't even on my mind. When I started the stream today, power was not on my mind in the slightest for stream. But then I accidentally threw out the power, and then I looked at the graph, and the lines are just a little bit spooky, you know? A little spooky. Mom's here. Hi, Mom. I could half build the full power plant and double it later if needed. Well, so where am I gonna build it? Just don't turn everything on. Okay, serious question. Serious question for serious answers. For serious gamers. If you were in my shoes right now and you had to make a decision about which of these two recipes you would use, which one would you go with? I think I know the answer, but... Hi, I8Q, welcome in. Decisions are for chumps. Yes, do we go with the option that requires way more infrastructure, all right? Like it would be 139 generators, 28 blenders, 35 refineries for all of this. Or the easier option, which is 35 refineries plus 23 refineries plus only 46 generators. Diluted. Of course. The answer is always the harder thing. Chat has talked me into chaos. How come these numbers are so icky? Yes! Chaos! Hi, Lilium! Hello! I've been deliberating about this for like an hour. This was a surprise wrench in the plan. 2733.33 does not look icky to you. I can't forget the water, too. Because I'm starting with 1,040 oil. It'll be easier once I get the Mark III blueprinter. You can fit 4 fuel generators into a blueprint. Ooh. But the Mark III blueprinter is still a way off, so suffering it is. Okay, I vote that for now we go with the original plan. Which is to work on this factory. And at some point, while building this factory, the power is gonna die. And then I will have no choice but to pivot and work on the other part of the factory, which is the power. Okay? But for the time being, I don't think we should use the extra power if we don't need to. It's a plan. Maybe not a great plan, but it is a plan. This is not gonna plug in nicely, is it? No, you understand me. Just a nice 8,200 divided by 3. Why not do whatever we can with the 600 oil? That might be a tough situation since it takes power to make the fuel to create the power. Ah! Yeah, so... Okay, how does this work? This being... Eat these leaves out of here. What's that? Are these dead cats? Who killed the cats? Wasn't me. Okay, so... Say we have this whole thing going on. I actually want, like, this pipe? You think I'll be able to build this factory okay, but it's a bit hard to tell how much power it'll take, as there are probably other parts of the factory that will wake up in order to supply the parts to here. That's a good point, too. We haven't gotten to experience just experiencing a total power loss yet. That's evil. So, okay. Which side do I put the valve on? Just for my own edification. Yeah, I actually do want to get the satisfactory sound effect. Like, and make that a command. I actually do want to do that. So say that this pipe is going to the factory that's going to be making the petroleum coke, etc., for the radio control unit factory. This side needs 280 oil. And I just want to make sure that it gets its 280 oil. This side is going to go to, I guess, the turbo fuel factory that I'm going to build through the forest. I guess that's what's going to happen. I have some room over here. And I have room through the trees, I guess. Oh, that'd be great, Squid. That'd be great. I would appreciate that. Speaking of Jez Evil, maybe standing will help the brain power. Maybe. Maybe I'll put a pin in it for the moment. Hi, Overzero. I hope you enjoy your escaping. Thanks for the time. Speaking of, I can do the same. All of you. Here, I can redeem it 3 times. In one stream. And here! I'm gonna take some time for me, too! Okay, so... 280 is going this way. 320 is going this way for the eventual turbo fuel factory. The valve limits pipe flow rate. I assume it goes in the direction of the liquid, and then I would limit it at 320? So then the 280 always goes this way. You all are saying make sure the thing that takes the oil has priority. Is this how I would do it? I assume so. I'm gonna operate like that's the answer. Okay, I actually have to pee. Gotta pee pretty bad. That valve setup should work. It technically wouldn't be a priority, it's just the other direction can't consume everything. The entire system is set to consume 600. We might not need the valve at all. Guess we'll find out. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I've been talking to you all, the mic's been off. I said... Can't hear. I'm gonna run to the bathroom, take the chair with me, and we'll do it when I get back.
Dodge color. Wait, why is the chair leaving? Because it also needs the loo. More lubrication. The chair's taking 5. Yeah, it's because we're standing desk mode. The chair is getting replaced by legs. I didn't have to stand up at all yesterday. It was nice. Hi, Chaos Lobster. Thank you for the 9 months of subscribbling. That's a Twitch babby. Happy Twitch babby. Welcome back. I had a short think while I was in the loo. And maybe we should build the power first. I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to. I'm thinking that I might save that for like post-vacation me, because I don't think we can finish this factory or any of this that's on the agenda today or before I disappear for a week and a half. Do I have priority power switches? I don't know. Is this a thing? I also have alien power augmenters. Those keep popping up. Apparently I can build them. What do you call the occupier of a loo? A lieutenant. milkshake in my head. That's a pretty good one. Do the punching. Now I just don't know. I have too many ideas floating around in my head, and I just don't know what to do. I just don't know. How about we commit to starting building stuff? And then just see where it goes from there. Like building these 9.33 refineries. Priority power switches are in the MAM. They can protect you from total power outages by shutting down specific part of your factories. Oh, really? That's cool. Alright. Okay. So there's also something else that needs to happen, and that is at least delivering things to the ground. So I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna place a lot of foundations. I can do that. Placing foundations, easy. Building the factory on those foundations, also easy. Yes, also easy. I can do that. Maybe bring power with us, so I don't fall. Erebos, enjoy your lurking and escaping. Thanks for lurking here. What about these cute little, like, dandelion water fungi? How should we arrange this? So we have the oil coming in, which I'm envisioning from facing the extractor. Probably the refineries face out this way. This is what I'm thinking. Like the input to the refineries here, their output goes towards this direction. I think that makes sense because then we take the heavy oil residue, turn it into petroleum coke, mix it with rubber, make circuit boards, feed it into the radio control units. And then we also have plastic mixing with quick wire into AI limiters, going to pockets and probably a sink. Yeah, so I think everything should probably face out this way. So I think we're on the right track with just putting down foundations everywhere. Do it. I think I'm just gonna build over these things. I think they're cool. Maybe they can just be factory decorations. Fun use for priority power switches, turning on and off the radar towers remotely to keep your map clean. Oh. I've never used a radar tower before. With the right setup, you can shut down all production areas but leave your power generation running. I'm learning so many new things about Satisfactory today. Okay, so I already want to move the power lines. I just put them here. Okay, so oil. What's the plan here? Oil, I guess we're going to do like that. Is that a nice little bend? Does that look okay? I think that looks good enough. Do we have any blueprints, any bloops for refineries? Yes, actually. This is for the ground. Air inputs. From the left. How nice. I need refineries? Are refineries the thing I need? Yes. But it's just liquid in. I might just place them down. I don't have any refinery blueprints with the bits coming out. It's just inputs. Not outputs. Radio towers are much more useful than they were in Update 3. That's all you'll say about it. I have never used a radio tower before. I also might regret not making a blueprint. Regret. Let me see. We also have a case of 35 refineries with oil coming in and 2 outputs. Liquid and solid outputs. So I guess let's blueprint something real quick. Why not? Is it scope creep? If it helps in the end? I think this is how you're supposed to play the game. So... So we need like a Mark 1 pipe going in. And that's it. That's the input for the liquid. And then the output. Thanks for the microscape time, Chaos Lobster. They are very useful for knowing the area. That's what it sounds like. That is certainly what it sounds like. So the outputs... I'm not really sure what the outputs are. I guess I can just hover. Input 30, output 40. So we can use Mark 1 pipes on the out as well. Everything else I'll probably just connect with Mark 2, but I think that's it. I'm gonna make a new blueprint oh, no, not categories. Oh, categories. I forgot about the categories. There's nothing in them. And I should definitely move things to different categories so I can... This will be easier to read. Everything's just under undefined. I'm gonna make a new subcategories for refineries. New subcategory for refineries. And I think maybe move it up? Don't we just like... bring it up here? Where'd it go? Still down there? It just became 8. What happened to 7? Okay. I don't know. The Skytrain should probably have its own category. Let's be real. Refineries. This is... refinery. Let's get the icon for a refinery. I don't know how to label these things. Like, I've tried a bunch of different ways to remember what I'm building, and none of them have worked. Just at a quick glance. Refinery... dash... like, liquid in? Solid liquid out? That's way too verbose. How would you all say that this is a refinery where you're putting one thing in, two things out? You also use the background colors. Load preset. Goo. Save. Goop. That says hoop. Goop. Goop colored. You do yours by product. 4x by product? How do you have... that means you would have like hundreds of blueprints. Hi, Pijo. Hi, Raiders. How was Zomboid today? Zomboid. Love me some Project Zomboid. How's it going? Cookie Bandit coming to steal cookies. Cookies and zombies share a lot of letters, so give us your cookies or get the zombies. Hi, Svengas. Hello, welcome in. Hello, hello. Look, 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 you can have the cookies, alright? You can have the cookies. Pijo and Raiders, thank you for coming in. We are playing some Satisfactory. I am feeling satisfactory overwhelm. I'm trying to figure out ways to name blueprints that make sense. Ways to name your blueprints that make sense. So a month from now, when I look at my blueprints, I know exactly what this does. You literally just crawled out of a real-life bunker. Are you living in Project Zomboid? Are you living in Zomboid? Why were you in a real-life bunker? Pijo never gives you enough time for a raid message. No, you do not live in a bunker. Hi, Germicon. And also write a description like 4x recycled plastic, 2x overclock. Nor are there zombies here, as far as you know. As far as you know. No zombies here today. No zombies here today. We were playing some Project Zomboid yesterday. Today we're back in Satisfactory land. I'm trying to get through a bit of the... let me show you what we're working on. We're working on this, which is basically brain vomit inside Satisfactory Modeler. And I decided to make some blueprints, but I don't know how to name them. We evaded the prison and it went quite alright. I've heard the prison is real spooky. I'm glad it went well, Pijo. Thank you for raiding in. Thanks for thinking of us. Welcome in, Raiders. I'm Jess. We've been playing a lot of Satisfactory for the last few months, and some Zomboid recently. Generally, variety stuff with the main focus on strategy, simulation, and management. We are in probably mid-ish game Satisfactory. I never beat the game before, so I'm on a mission to finish Satisfactory for the first time, and it's a very difficult game to finish. For me personally, it's quite the undertaking. Your cat did just bite you. Naughty kitty. Also, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're all having a great Friday. I should use shorthand that I understand. Almost don't need labels. The color. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we're trying to make blueprints. So, are you saying that I can, like, set the recipe here in the blueprint and then... This is blowing my mind.
Oh hey, I can finally redeem this. I was going to yesterday before emote only Jez Ray Jez go Jez to hey Jez arrive.
Before emote only mode! Oh, no. Moderators. Gone... wrong. No, it's not. Moderator's gone wrong. No, moderator's gone wild. Setting things to emote only mode. Overclock 2 with the shards inside? My goodness. This is blowing my mind. Lanix, hello! Thank you for the tier 1 sub for 37 months! Just in time to avoid the ad break that's coming in 50 seconds. No ad break for you, Lanix. Ad break free. Thank you for keeping the sub alive for such a long time. I greatly appreciate it. Welcome back to you. I hope that you're having a better day today. Also, there is an ad break coming in 30 seconds, everybody. I think I shall continue deliberating blueprints. Hi, White Tigger. You're lurking and scaping. Enjoy your lurking and scaping. Building the blueprint to make the recipe is a cleaner sort of building than building undefined refineries with various pipe configs. I just, like, don't want to make all these blueprints. This is being too prepared. But okay, what am I even trying to make here? What are we making? We're making, we are taking the oil and turning it into plastic. $20 plastic per minute, 1 heavy oil residue per minute? 10 per minute, I mean? Yeah. Once they're made, future Jess will appreciate you. Is that true? Okay, that makes naming it a little bit easier. So should I do a plastic icon? Wow, that's like... Those colors don't go well together at all. Did you suggest naming it? By product. Refinery. Oh. Uh-oh, I canceled it by accident. We could say, like, refinery. I mean, it's not just plastic. It's heavy oil residue and plastic. Can't do a colon. You'd separate them? What do you mean? Because the recipe, that is the recipe though. The recipe makes plastic and heavy oil residue. I can't separate that. They're inseparable. Heavy oil is refinery 1. Does not compute. I can't. This just is. This just is. Oops. It's technically the plastic recipe. Okay, welcome back from the ad break, everybody. Welcome back. Because like, saying that this is just plastic is like not correct. It's the name of the recipe, but that's not the output. Rather than make a blueprint that turns crude into heavy oil and heavy oil into recycled plastic. What I'm saying is that this is the recipe, though. This recipe makes plastic and heavy oil. It's both. I'm not making two different things. I'm making one that makes both. So I think it might be better just to like give myself a refinery picture. And then green goop. And because brains are silly, maybe I'll say refinery, even though it's obviously a refinery. And it's going to be in the refinery subcategory. Yeah, heavy oil residue plus plastic, I guess. Oh, I can set it right here. Save! Okay, I made a blueprint. I made a blueprint. My blueprints have been evolving as this game has gone on. I really haven't messed with blueprints much before this particular run. Turns out they're kind of useful, so I've been using them. You never use that recipe? This one? You would use a very original name, crude plastic. Yeah, this one does seem inefficient. It does. But it works for what I needed it to do, which is make plastic. I actually chose this recipe for a particular reason, because we needed plastic on site to make the AI limiters, but we actually don't have any plastic left from the pocket plastic factory. It's tapped out. There's no plastic remaining. So we needed to make fresh plastic on site. Oops. Okay, so welcome back from the ad break, everybody. We should be ad-free now for the next 54 minutes. I do lots of stuff you don't. I don't know how I feel about that particular statement, but that's alright. Okay, so now I'm just going to try and line this up. Decorate for one. Decorating factories. You found a YouTube video that showed blueprints for compact production facilities. It was great. The Turtle Gamer, nice to see you. I've seen pictures of the compact factories. I've seen pictures. I haven't watched any videos about it. Factory in a box. How many of these am I even making? I don't know. So I'm actually just gonna run the power all the way over onto each of these machines. So that way I stay powered up. These are lined up, right? Yeah. Okay. So we're just gonna pass this through. Guys, let these fill up. Make sure everything's working. Look at that! It's already set up. 9.33. Hi, Klex. 10. Yeah. 9.33. 9 with a little overclocking. 10 with some underclocking. How many is this? That was 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Oh yeah, the blueprint. You're right, the bloop. The bloop! Oh, it's really easy to find because I made it this very strange color. And put it in a new category. I'm being thrown off. Okay, so when you place the blueprint down, and then you go into build mode. You can see the box for the refinery itself, but then when you go to place the blueprint next to it, the blueprint has its own hitbox. It's not really a hitbox. Like it kind of is, but it also kind of isn't. And does control snapping work? I have been trying control snapping, and it seems like it doesn't work. But I don't know. Might just be a me thing. Okay, I built 10 of them because it just fit nicely on these platforms that I made. It just fit nicely. So in order to get the math right here, 93.33 is such a weird number. So I would underclock 1 to 33%, I think. Each of these makes 20 per minute. What was the number I just looked at? 93.33. 93.33. Nine times 20. Wait, what? 10. 10 per minute. 9. It's just 3.33. Oh, but it's the plastic. That's the confusion. Oh, the plastic per minute. Oh, that was 186.67. 186.67. You can put the percentage in direct too. Sometimes the numbers with the percentages aren't the same, but I'm trying to math it. It would be 9. Okay. 9 times 20 is 180, and I have to check this again. Yeah, it's 6.67. $33.35 is what it comes out to here. 33.35. It doesn't consider the decimals. I mean, it does, but it's like not the same math. I don't know how to describe what I'm saying. The game itself uses 4 digits past the decimal. The modeler uses 2. Yeah. You like how I mathed that? Well, so the modeler in particular is referring to like a third of a machine. 9 1/3 refineries, but it doesn't tell me like what the clocking should be. They tend to be really close together, but yeah, the machines have additional decimal points past what the modeler considers. So it kind of gets me in the ballpark. How I end up figuring out the numbers for that is to... There's probably a better way to do it, but I consider on each machine like how many I have at 100% clock, add up their outputs, and see what that equals, and what the difference is between the regularly clocked machines and that final one that stands out. So like in this case, it was 9 times 20 plastic is 180, which means the last one needed to be 6.67 as the product. Oh, perfect. I can go right between these. It's a small difference, but if you have enough rounding at enough steps, it stops being accurate. Yeah. Salentre is vacuuming, and he closed my office door, and it got hot in here within a minute. He has deprived me of the AC, and it's gotten hot instantly. My computer. I feel you, computer. 41 Celsius right now. Actually, I want to change the direction on this machine. This merger. That one, I want to be facing forward. The air fryer. Frying. Let's just use Mark II pipes. Let's just use them. I don't feel like doing math. She says, playing Satisfactory, a game that's all math. If I use the maximum throughput on pipes, there's no issues, right? None issues whatsoever. Alright, there we go. Oh, it's out. Hi, Psycho. How was Emmy today? You mean you? How am I today? Emmy's like, she's kind of stressy. Celentre's been doing the cleaning and stuff. He's doing big cleaning out there. And sometimes that stresses my doggos out, and also, you know, it's just a day. It's just a day. Some days are better than others. The painters are here making noise, so she's Emmy. Whew. Yeah, I'm feeling it already. Hot. I didn't realize how much work the AC was doing. And every time the door closes, though, I feel it, like, instantly. It took them forever to make that mess. And I'm taking that away from them. The house is gonna smell better. It won't smell like doggos, hopefully. Okay, so we made those 10 refineries. Step 1, done. In the books. I keep clicking on this. Maybe I should move it. But then I'll click on Firefox instead. So then, we move on to the step where we have to get the stuff from the station, because we need the quick wire. But if I was going to build... I don't know how it all should go together. Okay, let's do the logistics thing for a second. Or many seconds. So, I think I can get all the way up here on power. Yes, I can! So we have 2 stations, outputting to right here. And 2 stations, woo, all the way over here. Outputting here. I think I would prefer it if they maybe outputted on this end and then came down to the side. So that's gonna be an interesting puzzle. Where do I even get the oil from here? It's right over here. So I have an existing factory from earlier in the game. Also, hi, Lake of Logan. So it's coming from here. And then these 2 other oil wells are still fueling the old factory. Are most things in Satisfactory base 12? I'm not the person to ask. I don't know. The oil from here is here. Locally sourced oil. I think what I'll do is this. Is it making angry thinking face? I don't really know what speeds to be using. This is Mark 1. There's a visual bug. When I click on, like, belts, and then hit E to pull up the radial, it's currently selecting Mark 5 belts, but it says conveyor belt Mark 1 until I leave and come back. Artisan oil. It's base 10 a lot. Some things' shapes are base 8. Oh, chat is hot in here. I'm trying to hold out though. Oh, that's crooked. Can you hear the vacuum? The vacuum is vacuuming. Why is this one off? The other 3 were not. Why is this one off? I hear it when I talk. Yeah, it was right outside the door. That's why Cylindrite closed it. That's why he closed it. He was being nice. Alright, everybody the same height? Yes. Nice. I was worried that these would not work. Maybe. I should put it here. Yeah, okay. So let's put that first ceiling mount in a spot that I can replicate on the other side. How about like right on the corner here? Right there on the corner. I can replicate that on every side. Okay, I think it's looking good already. It's looking good. Looking good. I've learned a lot of lessons from the SkyTrain. Like the fact that there were a lot of little details I didn't consider with the SkyTrain. For instance, the logistics part of getting things from the train, to the train and from the train. Also, getting myself to and from the train. Minor major details. Oh, right. Trains are huge, too! Look how big the underside of the platform is. Also, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to install any column connection points on the underside of the train. Here. Underside of the train stations. That's one of the reasons you try to start with the train station and build around it. Yeah, that makes sense. Whoops. Maybe we do this? Maybe we don't go... I guess we should probably go all the way over. Uh-oh. Definitely gonna run out of power. We are running out of power. I am going to fall. Okay, problem solved. It's been a while since we used the glass foundations. For a factory, it's nice. It's nice that they're back. I don't know where this needs to go. It'd be a really cool feature in Satisfactory if when you're building things vertically, it would show you like a grid to help with the, you know what I'm saying? Like, to help with your depth perception. So, like, I mean, grids in general, I think you can pop up a grid in some cases. But I mean, like, have the silhouette of this thing follow all the way to the ground. So while building stuff in the air, I can see where on the ground beneath me this is actually going. I can't tell which tile this is. I think it might be here. But it also could be here. I just have no depth perception. Also, these are not holes. Preach it. Anubis, thanks for the giant emote of a thumb. What's up? That's a great idea. Thank you. There might be a mod for that. There's probably a mod for that. Yeah, thank you for the giant emote. Appreciate the biddies. Just kind of need these to be, oops, in a spot where there are holes. I don't know that this will work. I don't think so. Okay, cool. That snapped on, I think. I think that snapped on properly. At which point, these should align with the floor holes now? Yeah, there we go. However, I don't know if this is the right height. It might work. Do we know these things? We do. We do know these things. We do. Which is why I'm currently sitting here deliberating over the position of conveyor lifts on the floor. No idea where that is supposed to be. Guesstimate right here. No way. I didn't just guess it correctly, did I? It's very close. It's more like right here. Such a pro. that was good. It's almost like I've been messing with this for a while now. Ooh, I'm getting so hot in here. I'm getting nauseous. Spicy hot. I'm gonna open the door. Ooh. There was a dog in here with me too. I bet she was hot. I didn't realize she was there. That really should have been the Wii Sports golf clap. A bit of hushed awe from the crowd. Wow. Yay! This went easier than I expected. I mean, it's not done. But now we can take these out. And maybe I shouldn't have taken them out. No, it's fine. They're connected, I think. We'll find out in a moment. So let's take you. Rubber. here. How about take a step back and get us some mounts, little aiming points to aim to. Yes, it's almost like I have been faffing around with trying to deliver things from the sky to the ground and vice versa for just a while now. I'm starting to see through the matrix or whatever, you know. Still can't reach. See the matrix, read the matrix, beat the matrix. Okay, it work. Get rid of this one too. This one. I'm also not gonna play that clip because Nintendo will come and get me. Nintendo will come and get me. J-Sog. I don't want to get got by Nintendo. I don't want to get got by Nintendo. They do be like that. Yeah, right? Oops. They do. Working. Okay, so other things to think about in the future is the order in which to deliver these things so that everything is in the correct orientation on the ground. I most certainly cannot think that far ahead, but hashtag goals. If I was able to think that far ahead. A player is in the way. Yeah, well... Jess is awesome sauce. No, you. Thanks. Sadoji, that's nice of you to say. I certainly don't feel it today. I'm having a bit of a day. That's okay. Satisfactory's here to keep us all company. And I think it is working! All the materials are on the ground now. I really hope I place these at the correct height. Wouldn't that be terrible if one was slightly off? I didn't check that part. I just trusted. Whew. It's almost like trying to build things in Satisfactory sometimes gives me trust issues or something. Oh, that looks kind of nice. You're actually feeling healthy today. The last few days have been kicking your butt with allergies and a cold. Is it still a cold if it's from heat exhaustion? Was it ever a cold if it was from heat exhaustion? Okay, so there are the ingredients that we have built this train to deliver. They're finally here. Next up, modeler, what is it? Well, chat, would you like to build the AI limiters next, or would you like to build the petroleum coke next? And subsequently, the circuit boards. The AI limiters are going into crystal oscillators, so this doesn't help me plan out the positioning of everything in the factory. If we, like, what's the order in which things should be built? The coke is dependent upon the refineries that we already built, which leads to circuit boards. This actually is not that big of a footprint. Petroleum coke is smaller. You vote for that. Petroleum just sounds cool. Your dogs have arrived back in a bit. Doggos have arrived. Coke is like 120 minute per machine, process on site if possible. We sure are processing on site. We sure are. I also vote for the petroleum coke because now that I'm looking at it, everything else that comes from here is a bit more complicated. Oh, I'm also realizing that maybe I should have built these at alternate heights so that we had like height 1, height 2, height 3, height 4. I'm gonna have to add additional lifts in. What are the chances that the things are in the right order? Quick wire, casings, they're not in the right order. It could be worse because the rubber is in the spot that it needs to be. Okay, I'll do that. This like why is this not changing directions? Oh. We do it like this, maybe, and then use this as a connection point to adjust the height of that. No? No, it's not gonna work like that? I can't just snap this on? It just wants to upgrade. Oh, okay. Yeah. You got it. Did it reverse the wrong way? Crud. Thought I fixed it. No, it is the wrong way. How do I get them to stagger? Seems like that should work. Hi, Lazy Zetsu. Whoops. Ah, I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. Petroleum coke is also the last thing that does not require any of the things we're getting from trains. That is true. This is the height I just built that, right? They're not gonna be the same distance between each other. Unless we go... like that high? Seem right? Maybe. Yeah, I think so. Also, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome, welcome. We have anonymous follows here, so if you want to be a lurky turkey, I'm all here for it. Thanks for following. Welcome. Here? Here. Why does that not seem right? Those height disparities don't seem correct. It's 1, 2, 3 sections, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this one was 1. So 0, 1 segment, 3 segments, 5 segments. I think that might be right. Why's it gotta be so tall? I was sort of thinking that it would be nice if I could have them be small differences, not huge differences. What am I trying to do? Art, I guess. Factory art. Train station avant-garde. Train station. There's a dog behind me and she's grunting. Yeah, I'm just trying to get the materials from the train station above me to the ground. They don't necessarily need to be different heights. Factory known as fart. Also known as fart. Oh wait, I have an idea. I have an idea of how to do it. I could do it like this. Right? Figure out where this needs to be. Here. Oh. Here? That might not have been the right spot. Oops. Yeah, I think that works better. So then I can do a double stack, followed by a triple stack. And then hook them up from there. Okay, easy peasy. There we go. That looks nicer. So I'm mostly just doing this because I anticipate at some point in the near future, it might not be today, it might not be within the next few weeks, because here's your reminder once again that I am on vacation starting next week. I'm going to be gone for like a week and a half, which means there will be no streams from me at all. No Satisfactory, no Zomboid, none of it. So I'm basically going to come back in September, pick Satisfactory back up and be like, what the heck were we doing? That's gonna happen. These aren't coming down. They're not coming down the line. Do you think it's because I need to rehook up this side? Yes? Yes, indeed. That's the ticket. Alright, so, Petroleum Factory next. If you want to see some brain vomit that passes for factory planning, here you go. Here's what we're working on. If you can possibly follow this, I challenge you, chat. I challenge you to follow what's happening here. We are gonna send the heavy oil residue, which has already been made on site, to 2 more refineries, or 3 more maybe. And the rubber plus coke makes circuit board. Challenge, you say? How did I know that would work? Hi, Osiris. Yeah, this is my factory planning, which at this point, like, it used to be organized, but it has kind of just become brain vomit. Here's what we're working on, though. This is the plan for the local factory. Okay, so the rubber is right here, conveniently. So maybe we can squeeze all of that into this little section right here. So if I follow JSOG's plan, who's currently not here, and make a blueprint for every... Okay, JSOG's has been crazy. I said the word. I said the word. It's that he makes blueprints for every output. It's all about the blueprints. Yeah. Yeah. So, if we were to follow that, what am I making? Petroleum coke. Am I ever gonna make petroleum coke again? Is it worth making a blueprint just for petroleum coke? I don't know. It takes the thing in, and it spits the thing out. Okay, I can do that. I'll make the thing. Even though I suspect I'll never make petroleum coke again. I'm gonna move that closer. Chat, how often do you make petroleum coke in your factories? Guess I can just put a merger at the bottom. Which way does it need to go? Also, there's like a directionality thing that I forgot to consider. In this case, probably that way? Just meant in Satisfactory. Well, I thought that was obvious, but yes, I meant in Satisfactory. How often do you make your petroleum coke in Satisfactory? You're so lost. You watched another streamer play this for like 40 hours, but you think he was way behind me in progress. I mean, that makes sense. Satisfactory is a huge game. A huge game, so there's lots of different levels. Like, not even levels, like different stages that people can be at progress-wise. It's broken down into different phases, like phase 1 through 5, which you can see in the top there. We're currently on phase 4. So I am building a factory that makes a part essential for a part of phase 4. I can try to answer any questions if you have them, Lazy Setsu. I'm not sure what to say. How long does it take to complete usually? I think that really depends a lot on the player. Because there's so many different ways to play this game. There's the pure spaghetti chaos method, where you just slap things together and make it work with minimal planning. There's the method where you build lots of very pretty factories, like taking a lot of time to decorate things. Making like very artisanal builds. Oh, artisanal, there it is again. But there's also the hand feed method. I've heard of people who hand feed just to like force progress through the game. And by that I mean like you hand feed all the pieces together rather than automating it, and eventually make progress that way. So I think it just depends. You plan on going full spaghetti when you play it. When I tend to play this game, I find myself really wanting to decorate. So I took that tendency and turned it into my Skytrain, which I'll show you in just a second. Hiccups. How did I label the other one? I think I said refinery. This one is petroleum coke, but the output is to the left. Left. What if I'm gonna change it up? Petroleum coke underscore refinery underscore left dash output? I don't know. I forgot to put it in the category. I don't know. It was about 150 hours for you to finish the main game in 1.0, but that was with the benefit of 300 hours of experience in early access. How far are we right now? We're at 213 hours in this playthrough, which is mostly, not all of it has been on stream, but most of it has been on stream. So it can take a while. I think that this factory is going to be really large, so I'm gonna try and compact this stuff. Yeah, control is not helping me here. I'm holding control and it's just like, nah. You can see it. Snap mode is selected. Wait a second, how many of these do I need? 2 or 3? Or both? $2.33. Let's just make it 3. Yeah, I think it's a good plan to go full spaghetti mode. That seems like a good plan to me. This makes 120 per minute, so we gotta do the math real quick. Because we are making 280, which means we have 40 left over. So the third one is only gonna make, let's put it on the end, 40 per minute, right? 120 plus 120 is 240, 280. Okie dokes. So I turned this pipe because I thought it was gonna go that way, but I've changed my mind. It's actually going to go this way. And run the power. Actually, other way around. I changed my mind again. To the back. That way I can continue daisy chaining this way. Okay, we're making petroleum coke in Satisfactory, chat. The coke is being made in Satisfactory. I feel like especially now, with all the scraping that is admittedly going on, I feel like I need to be extra clear about these things said on stream. Reminder, if you don't want your stuff used for training generative AI on Twitch, to maybe hit up your settings, your account settings, go to security and privacy and turn that toggle off. It's under settings in your top right. And then your security and privacy tab in settings. And then near the bottom, there's a generative AI toggle. Is that needed for a station project or just some other component? The petroleum coke, it's needed for a component. Oh, I said I was going to show you the train station. Here's my train station. So I have 4 different stations, each bringing... Actually, I have 2 stations, each bringing in some materials. So this station grabs 2 materials, and this station grabs 2 materials. They're delivered here. And then I have them routed on the underside of the station to pop out right there. These are all components to the components. Components to the components. Thanks! I think it looks good too. It took a very long time to build. This is where a lot of my time went, this run. Alright. So how is the power looking at this point? It's still looking okay. The orange line is our current consumption. Our blue line is the max consumption. If every machine across the world were to turn on right now, that would be how much power we were using. And the gray line, that has a small blip in it, is our current power production. So I'm hoping that all the machines in the world don't turn on. But Flame, you mentioned earlier that by building the factory, I probably will activate the idle machines. So we're probably going to run out of power before we even get close to finishing this. Okay, satisfactory model alert. Next step is to smash rubber and petroleum coke together to make 35 circuit boards. Okay, exactly 7. I like it when it's exactly an even number of machines. These are going to be assemblers. Okay, so I know we have assemblers. Assembler right, assembler left. Okay, that's the input direction. So I want assembler right. Right here, maybe? I wonder if we can squeeze them past these mushrooms that I really don't want to destroy. They're just factory decor. Right through my assemblers. But 7 isn't even. That's true. I don't know that this is the right way to be building this, but it's my way. And I'm okay with that. 7. Right? Not 8? 7. We are making, I already forgot, electrode circuit boards. Oh my. Oh my. Is that an ad break I spot coming in soon? That's alright. In this case, it's actually... I'm looking forward to it. I need some water. I've just been very focused on trying to get this done. My decorative fungi is getting in the way. It's right in the splitter. Yeah, so basically what I'm getting at is a break right now would be okay by me. Okay. So I'll power them up so they'll start accepting the petroleum coke. So we can at least get that going. The rubber needs to go here. I've got a Mark V lift going to a... I'll just make it a Mark V belt. Will I? I am pretty hyper-focused. 140 in? We definitely don't need Mark V. I might just change this over to a Mark IV belt. Awkwardly. You all seeing this right now? The belt blueprint is being pulled down the belt. I've never seen that before. It was only after I placed it. What? Now that seems like a bug. Wow. Think fast. No! Stop! I don't think it's supposed to do that. There we go. That wasn't the right spot that I wanted it. It's simulating what will happen with the real one. silly. Yeah, so it almost lines up. I actually could have placed this so it would. But I'm just gonna make a loopy-loop like this. And just let it do like that. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Hold. This actually needs to be a splitter. Ah! Remember how I built this? And I was like, I foresee a situation where these are gonna need to be tiered. My satisfactory sixth sense. It was here. It's this situation right here. Because we need rubber in more than one location. We need rubber in 3 spots in this factory. 140 goes here. But we're gonna need 70 going to the... Oh, ad break starts in 10 seconds! Everybody, 10 seconds. Alright, ad break time. I'm also gonna step away for a second. Or approximately 3 minutes. But I shall be back, and I'll talk about the rubber then, I guess? Factory rubber? Huzzah. Okay, chat, I'll be back in a moment. Thank you so much for being here today. She knows. I don't even have to pee, which means I need more water. I'm drinking my water right here, right now. Got little ear hairs poking me in my ears. Alright, chat. Almost welcome back. Almost welcome back. It's a short stream today. We don't have too much more time. We gotta stay focused. Clean up the inventory, maybe? I don't know how many leaves I can fit in my pocket. Alright, welcome back for real, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back for real. We're getting to it. It's as I was just saying, it's a short stream today. So I'm trying to stay on track. Even though we had a long planning phase earlier, we have already finished the first part of this factory, which is making circuit boards. We did it! Oh, it's done! I didn't even take a moment to celebrate the fact that we now have 3 out of 4 parts for the radio control units. Did I say radial? The radial control units. We have 3 out of 4 parts made. Next up, AI limitors. As you go, the planning starts to take longer and the building goes faster, mostly. I feel like that building actually did go pretty fast. Did I overestimate how big this factory needed to be? Perhaps I did. Also, Jason, welcome back to you. Are the doggos here to visit you next week instead of the other way around? Okay, these circuit boards, for the time being, what should we do with them? These assemblers don't have anything on the other side. Where should they go? Outputs this way or outputs that way? Probably that way. We're here with Bestie, who is relatively nearby for work reasons, and the plan was road trip. Oh my gosh. Where are you road tripping to? You're going somewhere you don't know yet. That sounds like fun. I'm road tripping too. Hope you both be safe. The place is on fire, so you have to make a new plan. Yeah, that sucks. Good timing since it seems to be cooling down. It's cooling down. Guess we could go build this way, couldn't we? For the moment, I'm going to put a temporary awesome sink. Just for the moment. I might not want to put it there. That might have been a bad spot. What's up next? Doing something with the plastic. Oh, the plastic. Yeah, I didn't think about that. And quick wire. Make AI limiters. Okay. And then 10 manufacturers, which are big, to make crystal oscillators. Maybe I'm gonna try and save this space that's conveniently highlighted by sun rays for making the final product and maybe build around? I don't know. So where's the other output? Right here. That's where the rubber is. Maybe it should have gone that way. You think today you've officially given up hope of a 5 resolution before you could arrive? That doubly sucks. I'm sorry that's happening. That is bummer. What are the point of the limiters? Extra resources is queued up? So the limiters are a part of the factory. They're these things right here. These, like, blackish box things. They are part of the recipe to make these things. I don't know what these are supposed to be. They're crystal oscillators, but they kind of just look like vinyls to me. Like vinyl records. And those are required to make the final thing at this factory. The green thing is what we're trying to make. The limiters are part of this. And those require plastic and quick wire. 800 quick wire. And that's a bit of a problem. That's a bit of a problem. That I'm just not gonna address. I'm just gonna pretend like I don't notice I saw that. The problem is that I don't have belts that can support 800 units per minute, which is everything in Satisfactory Modeler. I think this is all suggesting like 800 per minute, 186.67 per minute. And so the only way that I could address that right now would be to make an additional... It is on the end. You could have an additional drop down. Being too damn smart. I don't know about that. But hey, I'll take the compliment. And AJ, I hope that you enjoy your lurking and escaping. Thanks for the hour. So one way that we can fix that would be to actually just take more quick wire from here. Do we get the next tier of belts anytime soon at all? Should I just hold out for the next unlock, or should I just make it a double lift and ruin my symmetry that I have going here? Phase 5 is as soon as you're done making all the project parts. Okay, so no time soon. Noted. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try something. I don't know if it's gonna work. I'm attempting a double lift solution. Back to back. You vote option C. Tack on a duct tape belt for now and remove it when better belts are available. I mean, that's kind of sort of what I'm doing right now, isn't it? Kind of sort of. Except this is the hardest one to position because of what I did here. It's the right spot. That's the right spot. It was like right here, I think. Oops, next one over. This is kind of option C. So I'm not sacrificing the symmetry. Too much so. Uh-oh. This one up here needs to move. Not too much. Like right here. Let me have 2 Mark 5 lifts. I don't think that we need 2 Mark 5 lifts. That's way too much throughput. I just want things to get where they're going as fast as possible. Yeah, so I actually wanted them to be back to back. It's fine. It's fine. This is probably better. Maybe this is better. And then just kind of put these together. Is it the same spacing? As long as it's the same spacing, it's okay if it's off, I guess. I will survive. You've completely lost track of what I'm doing anymore? Me too. Me too. Why do I feel like this is not lining up? Okay. That'll do. That'll do. That does not do. No, no, it does not. Okay, where did I have the mount? I had it. I don't know how I did this. I think it was like this. Yeah. So we're just building radio control units. And then forget about the improvised setup and keep it forever. That is basically what's gonna happen. Spoiler alert. I'm never gonna update this. I would like to think that I would, but it's never gonna happen. Are these not lined up? They are not. Depth perception has failed me once again. If it works, it doesn't need to be changed. Except for the fact that my symmetry, my beautiful symmetry, is gonna be off. By one. One tile off. Look at Emmy's face. She's like, what's happening right now? There's a strange noise in the basement. It sounds like someone is rolling a cart on the ceiling? But in the basement. So the floor. She's like, what's happening? And I'm right there with her. I don't know, Emmy. I don't know what's happening. My beautiful symmetry. My beautiful symmetry. I'll try and keep it somewhat aligned. So that puts me... think? Nope. Emmy's like, I don't like this noise. I'm leaving. Yeah, there's someone in the basement. There's somebody in the basement. There's somebody there in the basement. Making the ghosty as the channel theme. Oh, so I had some thoughts about this thing is backwards. What is happening down there? Is this the wrong way? No. I had... Yes? Is the belt backwards? Some thoughts about a new channel mascot, and my thought was Blob. Since I can't decide on a mascot, what do you all think about Blob? Instantly made me think of something like Blob the Builder. It's kind of... I arrived at this idea because I was looking at pictures of people's ghost emotes on the internet, and I was like, oh, it's almost like a blob. was like, wait a minute. I could have a blob. Seems I have some issues with my belts going in this particular direction. No. 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 Just trust. Just trust. Game, just trust. Oh, there's no trust. Blob is good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold. I'm not sold on the blob either. Can use a merger to do right angles. A merger? Hi, Funky Chemist. Maybe that's a good idea. We're okay with clipping, actually. We probably can just swing it around like that. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? Probably need to fix this. Yep. Okay, so now we have addressed the fact that we do not have 800 throughput belts by creating 2 different lifts for the same thing. And I need to merge them. Isn't there some way to change the snapping mode? Yes. So I was trying it. That's why the belts were being like blah 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 blob. Yeah, if you hit R, you can change it from straight mode to curved mode and default mode. So curved obviously makes more curvaceous shapes. And default will just kind of make angles. It kind of just happens. And then straight belts, which I'm very fond of, make these nice right angles. My neighbor's dog has encountered the painters outside. My neighbor's dog and painters have had an encounter. There is yelling outside my window. Alert! Okay, so specifically, here's what I just did, okay? I went on to the next step, where we need 186.67 plastic per minute, and also 800 quick wire, and then had a moment like, oh, our belts only hold 720 per minute, so I had to bring more in. So we need to feed that into our 6.67 assemblers. 780, but yes. I cannot remember the throughputs. It's very close. It's so close. It's so close. Satisfactory in these darn numbers. It would probably be easier to just build 6, and then I can route half one of these belts to 3 and the other belt to the other 3. I'm off by the right amount of units. I am off by the right amount. Would it make much of a difference? It would get done just a little bit later with just a few percentage less quick wire. I mean, technically, that would be fine. But I have a whole chain depending on this particular amount of quick wire. So it would adjust everything down the line. And I just already did half the work. We already did half the work. I'm just gonna roll with it. That's why I was asking, like, when do we get the next belt? Should I just accept the losses here and pretend like everything's fine, but we don't get it for a long time? So I'm just making up for it here. If that makes sense. Okay, so 53.53. I need to put down an assembler real fast. We're making AI limiters, but the plastic version. So these make 8 per minute. Actually, I could have just checked the modeler to figure that out. It tells you here. 8 per minute. 53.33. Yeah, I want to do something kind of funky, which is overclock 2 of them. I want 4 to operate at normal speed. It makes 8 per minute. 8 times 4 is 32. 53.33. $21.33? $21.33 divided by 2. 10.665 is okay. Does that stay there? Yes. 10.665. Weird numbers. Is this a bad time to tell you all that I want to change the order that these are raised up? High damage carbine. Enjoy your lurk. I'm just gonna make it work. Assembler. Right. We want assembler right. It might be nice if they all lined up, but these belts are kind of in the way, so I'm just gonna shift it down. Where is the middle? Okay, nope. Change plans. Change of plans. I'm going to put a splitter. Where? How am I gonna build this? I'm having a lot of trouble visualizing this. Hi, Phelan. You've been troubleshooting your remote network drive connection for 6 hours and found out that a recent Windows update removed SFTP over OpenSSH support in Windows Home Editions. Now you have to use a third-party app. That's super frustrating. Yeah, the Windows Home Editions have been being stripped down. It seems. For this PC, I had to get, I think, Pro for some of the things that I wanted. Isn't that where I want that? Splitter. I want this to be in a strange spot of right here. I guess so. I guess right there. I don't think there's really anywhere to put this, but then I want to put you. Here like this. Then flippy flip. Yep. Assembler right. This here like this. I think we're gonna run into the awesome sink. We ran into the awesome sink. Get out of here. I don't need your sink. Put another one on top. Input's gonna go from this direction, though. Oh, no, I don't want that. No, I don't. No, I do not. So let's do Mark 4 belts. I'm not sure that I set this up correctly, but we'll see in just a second. I'll show you what I'm maybe trying to do. So this splitter right here is for this plastic that's all the way over here without a home yet. And I don't really know what to do with it. I want it to go here. Why is it going in the output? Is that the input? Is the output on this side? Are they all going the wrong way? No? The output is over here. The heck? No, this is the input. Oh, the output's right here. Yeah, I did say I wanted to put it there. There you go. Right there. Yes. Yes. About that. Are these the right height? I don't think so. I'm even leaning back in real life. Got a lean going. Okay, plastic. Into the splitter. Splitting! Except it's not. It's a smart splitter. Into each of these things evenly. I said that I wanted to... What are we making? Plastic limiters. Except 10.655. Good enough. 10.658 per minute. Wait, what? Hold on. What? I'm looking at the wrong number. 53.33. Eight times 4 is 32. Mathing is confusing me. I need to... Oh, overclock, not underclock. I'm thinking backwards. Other way this time. I lost the math, though. It was 53.33 minus 32, which is 21.33. Divided by 2, 10.665. Okay, so those are overclocked, and these can just be regular old plastic limiters. How did you stumble into a stream full of your people? You were literally troubleshooting SSH/ED25519 keys on a lab computer just now. And chat here was just comfortable. I'm happy for you, Germicon. This is all beyond me. I took a peek at what chat's talking about, and I don't know what you're talking about. It's a smidge beyond. Wow, the water texture underneath the ground is kind of a cool effect. For a moment I forgot that we built on water and was wondering why the floor was looking a little trippy. You too are in the dark, but I'm intrigued. Chat's being a bunch of smarts. was 3 high, right? Gotta move this over. Move it over to perhaps here. So now I'm gonna try and get these, which are at a strange height, into this spot and that spot. But I might just build, I might work backwards. There's enough room. It's too steep of a height to make this connection? No? Okay, and then swing you here. And this one here. So this is far too much stuff. A Mark 5 belt for this is overkill. Did I not paste the settings? Alright, here we go. It's not hard to learn what you're talking about. You just need 8 to 6 weeks of focused training or about 8 to 16 months of screwing around with stuff. I mean, I generally kind of know what you're talking about, but not exactly. I'm not, like, I'll put it this way, I'm not in the dark with what you're talking about. I don't know the specifics. Alright, so now we have our AI limiters. The AI limiters are doing what? I cannot keep track of all this. They are going... some of it needs to go into storage. We have 43.33 extra that we can just throw into storage. The rest are going into manufacturers, along with rubber and quartz crystal, to make crystal oscillators. Oh man, we're doing it. If I stay focused, I might be able to do this before the end of the stream. Maybe. We're gonna be cutting it tight though. Where am I gonna put a box of storage? Okay, here's the output. You're on the verge of publishing a document about SSH hardening and a root account disabling. On Debian-like distributions as part of a series of instructions for taking a device from a fresh install to a working Kubernetes cluster. This is like stuff that I hear Salentre talk about all the time. These are Salentre words. Which is why I'm not in the dark with this stuff. These are the words that only Salentre utters in this house. But I think if you want to make some documentation, you should make some documentation. Documentation is cool. My favorite kind of documentation is when people don't assume stuff about the people reading the documentation and actually put things like required knowledge and understanding in order to understand this documentation. Hi, Roll. How goes the factory today? The factory is confusing, but we're doing it. We're doing it. We've built all this today. And did a lot of planning, too. It's nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. Hi, Todd. Have we all been chasing our beef? That depends, I think. Documentation's the devil. It takes like 3 times to make, longer to make than the actual system. I'm mostly referring to the fact that I have started exploring Linux, right? Just Linux as a potential operating system in place of Windows. And the biggest problem that I've been encountering is I keep finding resources. Like, here's a thing, here's a tool for Linux, here's this for Linux, here's this. And like everybody who makes this documentation just assumes that the people reading it have like buckets of knowledge about Linux. Like, I am a beginner. I don't know what half of this crap means. And that stops me from becoming more invested. Because it's like everyone who's on the documentation side of things is making assumptions about their users that I feel they shouldn't be. As in that users understand the jargon. This is like across the board. Like if you are using technical jargon, you shouldn't maybe be using your technical jargon. Like if this is meant to be able to be applied to not experts. What am I doing here? This is overflow. Hello, Jamoy. I do have Linux Mint on my other laptop. On my only laptop. I use Windows on this computer because I just have too many dependencies that do not support Linux. But on my personal computer, I do use Linux Mint. This is how I know this! Hi, Con and Raiders, welcome in! Hello, hello! How was Planet Crafter? Wow, what a good game! Were you crafting planets? Are you crafting planets in DLC or just the regular old game? Welcome in, Raiders. Hello, happy Friday. I am Jess, and we're making factories and talking about tech stuff. Mostly chat talking about tech stuff. Mostly chat is talking about tech stuff. The brain twister, for some reason. You're on to the last unterraformed planet. Regular. Last unterraformed planet. Regular. No DLCs? I thought there was only one planet. So I've been playing Planet Crafter in my free time off stream. Apparently there's more to go. Thank you very much for raiding in. We're I don't know that we're gonna finish this factory today, but we are making progress. Right now we're working on making radio control units so we can finish our milestone of advanced aluminum production. And it's coming along. We're getting pretty close today. We're getting pretty close. Hi, Crumpus. I greatly appreciate you coming in. Thanks for thinking of us. Coming to say hi. We literally had to look up on the internet how to navigate Windows file structure in the command line today. Linux, you can do it without thinking about it. Yeah, I do find it a lot easier, actually, to navigate files in Linux. It's like night and day. Honestly, I've been loving my experience on Linux. I really wish that there was more stuff with Linux compatibility. And I know that there's third-party tools, but I was talking about this the other day. How long till I have to end stream? I don't want to talk about it. I was talking about this the other day, that I am tempted to try a version of Linux on my computer where, like, my streaming computer. Maybe I'll do a dual boot at some point. It's just like, this is just more work on top of my already existing work, which is why I haven't done it. But I'm really hesitant to kind of base all these dependencies for things working for stream on third-party tools. you know, like it's not even officially Linux supported or otherwise. It's that kind of freaks me out a little bit. You got Factorio, and it's so peak. Crumpus Factorio does seem like a game you would like. You put Linux on an old laptop? Seems okay. Yeah, I put Linux on my laptop that I use when I'm not streaming, and I love it a lot. Like, honestly, my experience has been positive. It's just like I have hardware that is incompatible with Linux, but there are third-party projects trying to close the gap, basically, and it's just they're not supported in official capacity, and it's one of those things. Things break for me all the time. I'll explain it. Things break for me all the time. If it can break, I'll break it. And I won't even know how I broke it. And what I really don't want is like trying to start my stream and be like, what's broken and why? Why is my audio not working? And you know, it's like it's already stressful enough on an operating system where it's supposed to work. Where it's when it's built for it, you know? You have the same issue. First to break things all the time. I'm like an unpaid quality assurance individual. If it can be broken, I will break it. Okay. Yes, I need to try and stay focused, everybody, because I am on a bit of a time constraint today. It's short stream day. Short stream. We have family coming over soon. I'm not entirely sure what time they are arriving. But we're getting very close. We have now finished making the AI luminars. We've set up this part of the chain. We're sending the thingies to the pockets. That's left is making crystal oscillators and then making the manufacturers, and then we're done. That's it. So, oops, we need to, more manufacturers. 10 of them. There go my hopes and dreams. If you can slap down 13 manufacturers quickly enough, I could finish today. With the power of blueprints! We might be able to do it. Quartz crystal plus rubber plus AI limiters. Quartz crystal is here. Rubber is here. AI limiters are there. Actually, let me change this. Let's make the right output any. So now we have extras going to pockets. It's going to the storage and also into the depot. Maybe move you. From here, I don't know that I can squeeze. I need to move these. Okay, how do I get this to work? I think I need to put these over here like this. Is this gonna not be in the way of the other things? Why is this off? Oh, I see. I see. Is that where I just put it? That's where I just put it, right? I just want to move these out of the way because right now they're kind of like in the buildable space. Yeah. That's more like it. Yeah. 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 Now we're cooking. Where do you think this needs to go? Here? In order to get this turn? That'll do. Okay, so they're out of the way. Would really like it if they stayed close. Like the same distance apart, though. My 4-hour mark! I think it would have to be, like, there. That looks better. All right. I should be very careful not using filter delete while pointing at a factory. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's a lot of chat here. If you want to use Linux, it's a lot of work. Can't recommend if you don't know what you are doing. Yeah, that's why I've started with Linux on my laptop, basically. It's low risk. It's also dual booted, so I have a Windows image on there as well. But since I'll put it this way, since I have installed Linux and set it up, I have not once, not a single time, booted up the Windows image. Not once. I just enjoy my Linux image that much more. It's so much better. Except for the part where there's a lot of things that don't work correctly and I have to, like download third-party tools. This brings me back to the documentation thing. I have read some maybe not necessarily bad documentation, but not very accessible documentation. So documentation writers, I'm here to implore you that when you write your documentation, to please imagine that you're explaining this to a 5-year-old. Maybe not a 5-year-old, but imagine you're trying to explain this to somebody who knows the basics, but this is the first time they're ever seeing it. This is the first time this person is ever doing this before. It's happened too many times. I've had to be like, Salintre, I don't know what this means. Can you decipher this documentation for me? Can you put this in basic terminology? I'm trying to learn, but I don't understand. That's how you learn. I mean, it's like, it's beyond... It's not accessible, though. Like, if I really wanted to spend hours, like, trying to translate a language? Sure, but, like, usually this comes, like, in a chain of things that I'm trying to figure out. Like, obviously I'm learning just by doing the whole process. But when tools and documentation is written like it's gatekeeping people, like that's not making the service more accessible to people as a whole. Like, we're all sitting here talking about how Windows sucks and Linux is awesome. I think that's what you're talking about anyways. Well, how do you expect the folks who like truly don't understand even how to use Windows to ever make a switch? They're gonna probably go to Apple instead. Also, I got tagged. Hi, Half Pint. Who tagged me? This. It would be extremely educational for you to go out and buy a $200 crap top from Walmart, delete Windows, and install a headless Debian distribution and try to do things. I've done that though. I've already said that. Not the $200 laptop part, but I don't know about headless. I don't know what that means, but I have installed a Linux Mint and use that. When I'm not on this computer, I'm on Linux. Extra true too, because I'm also using Valve's hardware, like Steam Deck and whatnot. Except on my phone. Oh, that means you have no GUI. Oh, no GUI. Yeah, AI. I've definitely... I'll admit it, I've asked Claude about Linux stuff before. Please explain, Claude. How do I do this in Linux, Claude? Like, this is what happens when documentation is not very good. Shame. I mean, there's pros and cons. Emmy, don't. She's barking from her bed right here. Like, bark. Bark, bark. I don't know what she's barking at. Okay. I'm getting distracted. Now is not the time to open the can of worms on the AI discussion. Because I literally don't have the time for it. If I were trying to finish the factory today, I'm in a time crunch. I'm looking at the time, and it's crunch mode. We're crunching. Time to put on your joggers, because it's crunch time. And also apparently leaf blower time. If you hear some loud noises, it's the leaf blower outside my window. We have painters here. They're scraping paint off the house. They sound like zombies. Scratching at the walls, and then they break out their leaf blowers to pick up all the paint scrapings. This has been the pattern all week. Alright, we need to put down 10 manufacturers with 3 inputs. And manufacturers, 3 inputs. Okay. We probably will have to swap some inputs around. 3 input right. I don't know which way. Oh, these are big. And I never finished. I never fixed them up. Yes, I did. Didn't I make new manufacturer blueprints that were not ugly like this? It's they are the 4 input. Scope creep. That's the theme for today. Scope creep. Scope creep. Load blueprints. A blueprint was made in a blueprint designer of a different size and cannot... Really? Wow, I'm actually surprised by that. What if you use an AI agent to finish the factory for you? Honestly, you probably could. I wouldn't be surprised. I think by fixing, it's basically just getting rid of these extra belts. I think that's really it. You're surprised it doesn't let you load Mark 1 into Mark 2? Yeah, me too. That's why I said, wow, I'm surprised by that. Okay, that went faster than I thought. I feel like it's really hard to talk over this leaf blower. Can you hear this sound? What I was gonna say is I feel like this is a conversation that Solentre should join. Solentre has done this. He's got like a whole home network thing going on with all kinds of Raspberry Pis and Pi holes, and I don't even know what's going on in our little networking room. I keep asking him to make a network diagram, and he hasn't done it. He has not done it. I don't know why I said it that way. Just forgot a word. Is this aligned? Couple of things. I'm gonna start with the ad break starting in 30 seconds. There's an ad break coming in 20 seconds now. Non-subs, prepare yourselves, prepare your volumes. And following up with Lazy Zetsu with the tier 1 sub. Guess who doesn't have to be subjected to 3 minutes of ads in 5 seconds? That's right. It's Lazy Zetsu. Thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. Thank you very much. Welcome. I hope that you enjoy your emotes and ad-free viewing. You might have to refresh. Hope I squeeze that in there in time. You felt the ad break coming. Thank you so much for the support. Welcome. Enjoy emotes and things. I greatly appreciate it. Y'all are so awesome and sweet. Thank you for joining me here today. I don't think we're gonna be able to fit 10 of these. It's 10? How many of these do I need? Oh, it's 10. This is only 4. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm just running the power so I can keep using my hover pack over here. Five. Normally I would try to take a chill during the ad break, but I'm really trying to finish this before I have to go. There's not enough room. 1, 2, 8, 7. This is 7? Uh-oh. No, they're not gonna fit. Can I fit the other 3 on the other sides? I wanted to put something else there, but... yeah, I can try. That throws off my whole plan! Actually... what if I were to actually keep the this one? Manufacturer 3, but right, this. Are these not aligned? Gosh, they're not. Y'all, I don't think we're gonna be able to do it. If you're wondering how long I have left to finish this, 7 minutes. That's why I'm panic building. Panic building. You felt the ad break coming. Okay, welcome back from the ad break, everybody. I did play through it. I committed the streamer crime of playing through the ad break because I'm desperately trying to finish this. We need rubber, quartz crystal, and AI limiters. It's not gonna happen. I'm sorry that I have missed so much chat. Your messages mean a lot to me, and I'm just under some time constraints. I requested that things be pushed back tonight, and it did not happen. So I have to condense my whole stream. Okay, that's weird, but sure. So now we need quartz crystal, which I think might actually be at the right tier, the right height, I mean. It sure is. I didn't plan for that. I mean, I kind of did, actually. Your ads were evil? What happened in your ads? What did you see? So really the only thing that you all missed during ads was I decided to mirror 3 sets of manufacturers. We should be able to opt out. Oh, you saw gambling ads. That is pretty evil. Okay, here's the part where I said I might need to turn things around a little bit. These splitters, I need them to face the other direction. These are mergers. Because I'm basically going to do this. Is that the right height? Yeah. Maybe. Seems like it might be a little crooked. Just slightly. Slightly crooked. If we do the default belt, you'll never know. You'll never know it's crooked. Yeah, gambling ads? Very icky. I don't love that. It's not even that we should be able to opt out of gambling ads. People have been asking this for ages, but being able to... What did I just delete? Oh, not all the splitters. Since these ads are on my... Oh, I deleted the lifts! Oh, no! In my panic, I deleted the important part! Yeah, I'm just gonna delete the entire blueprint and put it back. You know I am. Since these ads play on my channel, like, I don't love that y'all are getting gambling ads and whatnot. Like, I don't endorse that stuff, and I just... People have been asking for ages to be able to opt out of certain type of ad campaigns. For various reasons. Did I do it again? No. I'm panic building now. Panic mode. There are some spots on this build that I kind of want to fix. I'm actually going to switch this back to... I've changed my mind a couple times about what's going where. What are we making? We're making insulated crystal oscillators. Settings copied. Spam, 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 spam. No power? So I was kind of hoping to put the last two manufacturers in the middle, but I don't think they're gonna fit here. I don't think they're gonna fit. So there's no way I can finish this, because that's my alarm to stop. That's my alarm to stop right now. Panic! Jazz, panic! I'm panicking. I've got a slight panic going on. It's mostly inside. I did snooze it. I don't know when they're getting here, but it's going to be very hectic because my dogs are gonna be like, stranger danger, stranger danger. Okay, we can't finish this right now. We're so close, but we can't finish it. I'm gonna fix this though. I'm gonna fix this right quick. This one goes here. This one goes here. That way it's not just hanging over the edge of the foundations. We can start with an easy win of finishing the build next stream. Yeah, so here's the thing though. This is going to take ages for these manufacturers to fill up because they require like a lot of materials. I might just have to pull things out of my pockets and manually feed them. Well, I did my best. Being efficient while playing games on stream has never been a thing I've been known for. What was I about to do? I don't even know. Oh, trying to figure out what save game this is. I can check right here. This is number 37. 1.2 underscore 37. Leave the game running for resources. Yapping is more fun anyway. Yeah, we can yap for a bit. I'm bugged by this. I thought I could get over it, but I can't. I might have to move everything over by literally half. Half. Luckily, efficiency is not why we're here. It's the fun of it. Yes, playing games efficiently on stream, it's not who I am. I've come to accept that. Aw, I'm glad that you enjoyed the stream today, Dermacon. I'm sorry that it couldn't be longer. I know that this is a short stream, especially by recent standards. I just really wanted to make sure that we got some time in, because coming up soon, very soon, next week, exclamation news, I am going on vacation. So this is not the last stream. There will be one more stream. Mark your calendars and stuff, or hop in the Discord, where I will post announcements about this. You can subscribe to the informed role and or the live role, so you could like stay in the loop. You won't miss it. But next week I'm going to Montreal, and then when I get back, I'm going on a staycation in my own house. I really hope the painters will be done. I hope everyone will be done with all of their projects so I can just staycation in peace and quiet, but probably not. Probably not. So next stream, I'm planning on streaming Tuesday. Tuesday for sure. Monday I have like doctor's appointments and stuff, so it's not gonna happen on Monday. But Tuesday for sure. Wednesday is a super tentative maybe. Super duper tentative maybe. Because I am not sure that I can get myself this together in time before I have to leave for my trip. There's just a lot happening this weekend. If I manage to actually be organized ahead of schedule, then maybe there will also be a stream on Wednesday. So, you know, wish me luck and send me your executive function. maybe send some executive function my way, and then we can maybe get a stream on Wednesday. But I really want to thank you all for joining me today. Is there a game I thrived in because it was on stream? Like Satisfactory. I don't know what you mean. Like I thrived in, as in like had a lot of fun with it, enjoyed it, or like thrived in streamer wise. Good luck. We're all counting on you. Thanks, Flame. Thanks. I'm counting on me too. I think that we can do it. Maybe. Maybe we can do it. Not sure. And I am sorry that I missed so many chat messages in this like last hour. I was really trying to finish what I was doing. And it seemed like a lot of it was conversation amongst yourselves though. This is too hype. Less hype, please. Was able to keep the focus. No. No, like yes and no. It's more that I prefer to vibe with chat. That's my preference. That's my favorite thing to do on stream, is to hang out and chat with chat. Today, I was really hoping to finish this particular thing in the game, and I didn't get there. Maybe if we hadn't spent like an hour planning? Well, I'm gonna stop the YouTube stream here while I'm thinking about it. Goodbye, YouTube VOD.